Hi guys, today is Wednesday, 2nd of July, and I've got a bit of news on transfer for you guys and also the Club World Cup and news around the globe in terms of football. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscription button, like this video, share this video, and leave a comment. Let's help this page grow. Yeah, let's get into it. Lionel Messi is considering signing for a club in a more competitive league 6 months before the 2026 World Cup. At this point, he had his contract resolved to stay at Inter Miami, but has now been suspended. Yes, the player looked to play in a competitive league following the disappointment in the domestic league and also in the Club World Cup. Looking at his quality, I think David Beckham could do him justice by signing a good players to play along Lionel Messi because he suffers a lot in his team. Now, on to the next news. We have Tammy Abraham and Besiktas exclusive story. It's understood that Tammy Abraham will land in Besiktas on Wednesday and sign a 4-year contract at Besiktas. It's 100% done and confirmed the club record signing. Top move to Besiktas, and all documents are ready with AS Roma. Now, if we enter to Italy, Lautaro Martinez lashed out on teammate after the elimination from the Club World Cup. He said, I want to fight for titles. Who wants to stay at Inter? Very good. Let's fight. Who doesn't want to stay? They can go and leave. We need players who want to be here. We are wearing an important jersey. We need top mentality. Oh, please leave. That was what Lautaro Martinez said after his elimination. Now, the president of Inter Milan, Murata, responded to this message by Lautaro. He said, Lautaro's message on players who don't want to stay. He didn't say or mention them, but I would say that it was for Hakan Kanhoglu or Chanoglu. We will speak with Hakan if there will be conditions to part ways. We will do it with zero problems. So the president has decoded the message of Lautaro Martinez. It was a painful exit for Inter Milan. Now, Inter Milan missed out on Serie A, the Coppa Italia, the Super Coppa Italia, the Champions League final, with they lost shamelessly to PSG with 5-0, and then the Club World Cup. So, of course, it's been a difficult season for Inter Milan. Now, going on to transfer news, we hit the camp of Nottingham Forest. Igor Jesus to Nottingham Forest is a complete deal. £10 million fee for the Botafogo striker, reported by Ben Jacobs. Yes, the new addition to the team. Furthermore, on Chelsea, they say Chelsea are still interested in Mohamed Kudus, despite having agreed deals for Joao Pedro and Jamie Giddens. With Tottenham Hotspur and Newcastle also keen on this move, Kudus does not want to move to Saudi Arabia at this point in his career. So from what we're hearing, Chelsea is in the lead to sign Mohamed Kudus. Now, breaking news, Antoine Semenyo has signed a 5-year contract with Bournemouth, extending his stay with the club until the summer of 2030. As we know, Bournemouth placed a price tag of 80 million on Antoine Semenyo, and clubs thought he isn't worth that amount. So they withdrew from negotiations. With that being said, Semenyo extended his contract with Bournemouth until 2030. In the camp of Monaco, of the completion of Ansu Fati, the new addition happens to be Paul Pogba, yes, who caused an emotional stir on social media for his signing of contract at Monaco. Of course, we all sympathize with Paul Pogba looking at what he went through as a footballer, and now he's gotten a second chance. And I think everybody deserves a second chance in the world, and including Pogba. Jonathan David, in other news, who happens to be a free agent, has signed for Juventus. And here we go, verbal agreement reached overnight on every detail with Canadian striker. Long-term deal agreed, and Jonathan David said to travel for medicals. Former steps to follow. The contracts will be checked and signed soon in the coming days. And also in the camp of Everton, Gerard Braithwaite, who is 23, signs new contract with Everton until 2030. 86 appearances and counting for Everton. The journey continues with Gerard Braithwaite. In the camp of Liverpool, it's said that Liverpool have rejected approach from FC Bayern for Luis Diaz after a call made by director Max Ebel. Liverpool insists on intention to keep Luis Diaz with no plans to negotiate. Bayern have been informed there is still no agreement closed over the new deal for Diaz to renew at Liverpool. In the camp of Arsenal, it's understood that Arsenal have already submitted an offer for Noni Madueke, who is 23 years old winger, who could leave Chelsea this summer talks have started. Now, Madueke is one of the several top profiles Arsenal are searching for this position. Arsenal are still considering a transfer for Rodrigo should he wish to leave Real Madrid in the near future. I think it's going to be a long summer for these top clubs. Bayern confirmed Jamal Musiala gets shot number 10 from this season following Leroy Sané's departure. It was already discussed as an option during his contract extension as Bayern see Musiala as star and key part of their long-term project. So Musiala together with Lamine Yamal are going to get a number 10 jersey for their clubs respectively. And this young lad's going to turn up the face of football very soon. Now let's go to the camp of Turkey. In Galatasaray, I have heard talks to sign both Thomas Partey and İlkay Gundogan. Yes, Thomas Partey is out of contract at Arsenal and is a free agent and is due to join Galatasaray alongside İlkay Gundogan. They want to sign a dominant midfielder this summer. So Galatasaray are not joking at all this season. In fact, in the transfer window, they've been very active and they want to continue their dominance in the Turkish league for years to come. After the signing of Joao Pedro to Chelsea, together or collectively, Chelsea have bought 4 players from Brighton. That is Marco Cucurella, Moises Caicedo, then Roberto Sanchez. Then the latest addition happens to be Joao Pedro. Now together, Chelsea have made Brighton richer in a sum of £263 million. That's a lot of money. Yeah. And mind you, they also brought in Seagulls manager Graham Potter in 2022. So Chelsea always feeding off Brighton. Let's go to Leeds. Leeds have signed Wolfsburg defender Sebastian Bano on a 4-year deal for a fee of £5.1 million, the new addition to the team. Now, this is quite interesting. Ajax have changed their logo, or let me call it crest somehow, from this to this. But I think the first one, is better than the new one. I don't see what informed their decision to change their logo. That's quite interesting. The round 16 of FIFA Club World Cup is done. And here are the teams that are in the quarterfinals, which happens to be Palmeiras playing against Chelsea. Then we have Fluminense playing Al Hilal. PSG plays Bayern Munich. Then we have Borussia Dortmund play against Real Madrid. Let me know your predictions of these teams who I'm going to go through. But for my prediction, I think Chelsea will go through. And also Al Hilal will go through. Then we have PSG scoring Bayern Munich. Then I think Madrid will score Borussia Dortmund. For my semi-finals, I think PSG will score Real Madrid. Then we have Al Hilal scoring Chelsea. We are going to have a final of Al Hilal and maybe PSG. Let me know what you think about this draw in the comment section. That'll be all for today. I'll see you guys in the next news. Stay tuned. Remember to subscribe, comment, like, share, and leave notification bell on.